All right, welcome to the Most Valuable Podcast. I am Mark Williams, and I am here with my colleague,
Victor Castro.
Before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. We are now live on all major podcast platforms, Spotify, iTunes, you name it. We're on there. Search the Most Valuable Podcast. Look for our logo, and then the host will say MVP Real Estate. Also, you can find us on YouTube under MVP Real Estate, where you can watch this podcast and leave your comments, like, share, and subscribe, and also set that notification so you are reminded when we drop. Now, we are scheduled to drop every Thursday at 9 a.m. on all platforms. So if you forget about it, set it on your calendar, 9 a.m. on all platforms. But let's jump into it, Victor. Let's talk about our topic today. And it's something that came across when I got referred a client from a lender that I do some business with. So just so those of you that are listening, if you're not familiar with the process, when you are going to purchase or sell a home, you're going to interview some agents. You're going to have like a consultation, an interview, and then you're going to make a decision. When you make a decision, you're going to sign a contract between us and the other person, right? So I was referred by this lender to contact one of the clients that they are pre-approving or pre-approved the purchase. They want to relocate from the South Bay up to the East Bay, Concord, Walnut Creek area. So I talked to this guy, great guy. We have a good conversation. I answer as many questions as I can. I give my sales pitch about myself, and he asked me to follow up. So I followed up with him, and he didn't answer. Then the next day, he was busy at work. He got back to me, and he said he needed a little bit more time. I do know that I was going up against a family friend that was what we talked about last time. Had a real estate license. Not necessarily a real estate agent, but had a real estate license, right? And that person had offered to credit them some of their commission, which, in all honesty, I was completely transparent with this client. You can't really offer that nowadays with the new contract. I can't say, one, we don't even know what we're getting paid, right? Like what? Let me rephrase that. We don't know if the seller, and this client's a buying client,
is willing to pay.
Exactly. We don't know when we find the property that fits them, if that person is even willing to pay us a concession. So how are you going to lie to someone and say you're going to credit them something when you don't even know if that credit, you're going to be able to do that? Because what if that person doesn't offer you a credit? Then you're not really offering a credit. You're going to renegotiate what you're in contract with the buyer, right? If you're in contract to get paid 2.5%, you may need to cross that bridge when it comes, right? And I was fully transparent with this guy, very honest. Said, hey, look, we can't do that anymore. Even if we could, I wouldn't. I never discount myself or give someone my paycheck. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't ask for their paycheck. Why am I getting,
Right.
So long story short. So I follow up with this guy. He says he still needs some time. I'm not one to chase people. You either want to work with me or you don't. And the lender calls me and he's like, hey, are you helping out so-and-so on an offer? I said, no, he never followed up with me. I think he's probably leaning towards the family friend that offered to do it for free or for credit. And I go, why? He was like, oh, because he just reached out to me and he has all these questions about contingencies and timelines and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there and I'm laughing, kind of in my head, I'm laughing. I'm like, so what is this person doing? Like, that's the job of the agent. Why are you calling the lender?
Yeah.
And I guess the topic I'm going on is, and to kind of continue this theme, is good service in anywhere in America costs money. Anything that free is not good.
Yeah, 100%.
And I just really thought to myself, like, you don't go to a dentist and say, hey, can you do these 2 fillings? Can you give me a discount? I mean, do you want a discounted filling?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go out of the country.
Do it half-ass.
Yeah, you can go out of the country. To me, the thought process on stuff is kind of mind-boggling sometimes. Like, you want A+ service. You want to we hold people standards. There's Yelp. We rate people on Google, like all these ratings. Like, how do you give someone a 5-star rating because they credited you 1%? Like, did they give you 5-star service, or was their only value that they added was
a discount,
or to do it nowadays, it would be for us doing it for cheaper, right? And is it really worth it? Now, in this case, that person is negotiating to purchase their first home ever. So they have no idea how this process works. They're not in the business. They're not expected to be an expert, but yet they're trying to do their own research on the contract that the person they're paying is supposed to be writing
and explaining
in detail. So it's not the first time that this has come across. I've actually had, it's a funny story. I have a good friend, right? I have a good friend, been friends for a very long time. And we actually worked together. He used to be one of my employees and then got promoted. Now he does something, he's doing really good in life. And he was selling his home. Him and his wife were selling their home. And they didn't use me. The wife's aunt is a real estate agent. So they were going to use her, and she wouldn't discount. I wasn't going to discount. So they went with Redfin. Okay.
So they didn't use a family member.
They didn't use a family member or the best friend.
They went with the discount.
Okay.
Okay.
And they're selling $1 million property. Okay. And obviously Redfin's only charging them 1%. Their house was nice, but they took pictures. That's what that 1% got them. Got them pictures and then putting it on the MLS.
What kind of pictures?
They were
decent.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know this, but Redfin has like internal photographers.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a Redfin employee that gets paid to go take pictures. Now, if he or she is a trained photographer, I don't know.
Who knows?
My little brother used to work for that Shift, which is where you sell the online cars.
Right. Yeah.
He used to take the pictures of the cars. My little brother has no training in professional photography. So it's probably just like something like that. Here's the default setting.
Just go take a picture.
Make sure it's level and go take some pictures. Right. Make sure the lights are on. Take some pictures.
Right.
So, anyways, so he basically was paying 1% for some pictures and to put it on the MLS. Yes, granted, they did some open houses, and then he started getting offers. And he calls me one day and he's like, "Hey, I got a question for you, real estate question." I said, "Yeah, what's up, dude?" He's like, "Hey, we got an offer on the home, and I'm just wondering if it's a good offer."
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "Don't you have an agent?"
Yeah.
And I'm giving him a hard time, right? We're buddies, right? So I can give him a hard time. I'm like, "Call your real estate agent." He was like, "Yeah, I called her and she said it was good, but I don't really trust her."
So why are you working with her, buddy?
Exactly. And I said, "Yeah, man, go ahead. Send it my way. That's going to be 6%. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to charge you."
Yeah.
I was just joking with them. Right. I ended up looking at it. It was a solid offer. And that it was in the San Francisco Peninsula. So it was a cash offer, non-contingent.
Oh, okay.
I said, "Hey, everything looks good. Is that the price that you want? You're cool with that?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, well, I mean, she's not lying to you. So I get it. It was a trust factor. He trusted me more. But to me, it's like, well, if you trust me that much, why didn't you just hire me?"
Yeah,
right. So
exactly.
Don't always look. Now, in that case, could he have made more money? Possibly. Possibly not. We don't know. I can't guarantee that. I didn't do too much research into it because I didn't get the opportunity to sell the home. But it's just kind of like going back to this. It's like, if you're just price shopping, there's always going to be someone that offers stuff cheap.
100%.
But what in life that is cheap is good? Good or good for you?
100%, dude.
McDonald's is cheap.
Is it good for you?
Eat it every day. Find out.
Hey, there's this one, that one, what is it, a series or whatever that they did?
Oh, dude, I haven't eaten McDonald's since I watched that documentary. No lie. I have not eaten McDonald's I'm 42. I think I watched that when I was 27. I haven't eaten McDonald's in 15 years.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw that. I never ate like lunch or anything like that, but I did have breakfast because I was in a hurry and I knew, they could serve me pretty quick. But other than that, never had it either.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. The breakfast is actually if I did eat
It's a little better.
it's better because it's actually an egg. They
Yeah.
crack a real egg. It's some
Yeah.
ham
Yeah.
and an English muffin, right?
Yeah.
Or a
Yeah.
biscuit. You
Yeah.
can't put too many chemicals into a fresh egg. You can, but not as much as a hamburger. But yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's like, I feel we're in this world, and I get it. It's so expensive to live nowadays, and you're trying to save. Everyone's trying to save, but are you really saving, or are you just getting a discount? But then in the long run, is it costing you money? You know, so yeah, I just thought it was interesting. So, I had that guy, potential lead, whether he wants to use me in the future, I'd be more than happy to help him out. And I understand, right? I'm not here to say his decision was wrong. It's just when you look at it from like an outside perspective, you really, if you're in this situation and you're listening to this, ask yourself, like, why am I asking somebody else for information on an offer that I did not write? Like, the agent wrote it up. So why am I asking someone else a question about it?
And sometimes, Mark, too, like, you got to analyze the situation. How much money are you really saving? Like, how much money are you really saving? Like, write it down. Like, okay, well, this person is charging me 0.5% more. But if you write that down on a piece of paper from the price point that you want to get, it might be a $3,000 difference. Is that discount, that $3,000 that you're not willing to pay the other agent, worth it for the headache and for, going through this most important sale or transaction of your life to work with someone else just because they're offering you a discount, but yet you don't trust them because you don't know them. There is no relationship established compared to the one that they have with you. So, and I've had this situation even before the change, way before the change. I'm sure we both had this situation, not just with listings, but with buyers. How many buyers or potential buyers have I spoken to that were looking to work with me, that were interviewing other people, and they ended up ultimately working with other people because they were a cousin, because they were a friend, or someone, you know, uh, you know, referred them to them or whatever. And they would always call back and say, "Hey, I have a question on this, and I have a question on that." And I gave them exactly the same, answer that you gave them or your buddy. It's, "Hey, didn't you hire someone else and decide to work with them? Like, hey, my time is valuable. Like, if I'm going to be answering all your questions, then I deserve some compensation for that. But you didn't give me the benefit of the doubt or decided to work with me. So now,
I think the point we're hitting on here is the word value.
yeah,
Value, I think we correlate too much in this economy with money. Like something of value, and instantly we put like a price tag on it, where there's more to that word. Like in sales and products and service, value is kind of like what is provided, what is being provided to you, and then there is a cost to that. So when someone says that's a great value, doesn't mean it's cheap. It just means for what you're paying for, you're getting like an exceptional service or quality. And I think that's a fine line. And let's go to opposite. Just because stuff is more expensive doesn't mean it's good as well, right? Think about it. These Louis Vuitton bags and all this stuff.
how much does it cost to make a Louis?
They're being
Louis
made in the
Vuitton?
same factory that the $100 bag is being made. They just print a logo on it. So you're buying like the recognition, right? You're buying the name, not the actual product. But like, what's the value? Is it a good value? Absolutely not, because it does the same function. A purse, a black purse with some LV tags on it, or just a black purse that's made from the same material, if it does the same function, like, it's not a good value to overspend. That's more of like a materialistic item, and you're just trying to impress somebody because you got a name brand. Right? Now, that being said, let's say the Louis Vuitton bag costs, 10, it's 10x, right? It's 10 times the price of this bag, but it lasts 10 times longer. Well, it's still not really good value because I can just keep buying more of these bags, and ultimately it'd be the same. You know what I'm saying? Like if I buy one that was maybe built a little bit better, maybe I get a little bit more value because it lasts longer. Now, if it lasts 100 times better, then yeah, right? Because over the course of your ownership, that bag's gonna, although the initial price was better, like it's gonna last you longer. You're gonna get more use out of it. You're gonna get more like bang for your buck.
Ultimately, it can still get dirty. Ultimately, it can still tear and wear. And it's up to you to decide what it's worth to you.
Yeah, and then and that's the thing. It's like, what do you value? So, as a consumer, like, what do you value? For me, I use myself as an example. Let's use something that we do every day: eat. Right? Everyone eats. Right? I value good tasting food over cheap food. I'm not a big fast food eater. Like, I never really have been, but I'm not a big I don't eat fast food. I'd rather go spend, like here where we're located, we have the plaza with all these shops. I'd rather go spend more money getting more like a home cooked type of meal, even though maybe I go to like a taqueria or something like that, but it's like fresh ingredients, home cooked. I'd rather spend the extra money to eat that than to go to the cheap pizza spot that it's all
Just
frozen stuff and
processed.
greasy and
Yeah.
processed
Yeah.
just because I'm saving, $5. Because I know like I'm going to enjoy the taqueria. I'm going to enjoy. It's going to be good. I'm going to be satisfied. I feel, although it's expensive nowadays, and that's just because the dollar's not as strong, but I feel like the value's there because they took the time to cook it and all that. Where the pizza spot, yeah, it's cheaper, but what's the end result? Stomach ache, feeling drowsy, greasy, like it's not worth it to me. Like the opportunity cost is not worth it just because I'm going cheaper. Now
Right.
relate that to real estate.
Yeah.
What's the long-term effect of signing a contract you don't understand?
Uh-oh.
What's the long-term effect of not knowing if it's a good offer or not?
What's the long-term effect of being in a lawsuit because you didn't know what you were doing and signing a contract that you didn't understand?
Yeah. Or how about you bought the home and everything looks great, like visually it's great and all that, and a year into ownership, stuff starts breaking, foundation starts sinking, like because you were advised to waive contingencies or inspections without really being saying like what's the repercussions. You weren't explaining the process. You just were saying, hey, you have to do that. How many times have we heard that?
Right.
I didn't do my agent told me to just waive everything. Well,
But
what was
why?
why? Right? And one, the agent should never tell you to waive stuff. First off, we're not supposed to tell you to waive stuff. Now we will tell you.
We would say because hey, if you really want this home because of the competition, it might make sense to be a little bit more aggressive, but ultimately it's your call.
Exactly.
That's different.
Ultimately, it's your call. And this is what if you do waive these inspections and contingencies, this is what you're waiving. And if you're not comfortable with that, then it's my job to still write the offer and try to get it accepted how you're comfortable and want. Now, if you do want to waive it, yes, we can tell you based on the feedback we got from the agent, it's going to put you, if you really want this home, that's probably what it's going to take to get it based on some feedback they got from other people interested. And the day, like you said, ultimately your decision.
Every scenario is going to be different, Mark.
Exactly.
Like if you have an offer and you're competing with 20 people, then you might want to be a little bit more aggressive versus, going in it with maybe one other offer, maybe you're the only offer, then you don't have to be as aggressive and you can have your protection. So that is why an agent is worth what they are worth, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Is because they're supposed to be transparent enough and give you that information so that you're able to make the best educated decision moving forward.
100%. And that's just, to wrap up this topic is, and how it kind of spun it. It's just everything in life, man. It's value. Like you gotta, what is important to you? Like the questions you should be asking yourself when making some type of purchase or a decision that's going to like have an effect on your livelihood is what is important to you in this decision, right? When it comes to home buying, like if you're trying to buy a home, what's important to you? Is communication important? Is
Experience
local knowledge important? Is experience important? And not just experience in real estate, but in like sales
and
and
life.
life, I give so much life advice when I
Yeah.
help clients, right? They ask me, I end up asking, I get questions that aren't real estate related, right? Um, you know, and then like all that stuff that's important to you when you go in to make that ultimate decision, like, yes, it's time to buy. Oh, I really like Victor on Instagram. This guy, I'm really connecting with him. Like we've been mentioning, you still need a fact check, right? You need to interview, have questions written out, and be prepared to ask difficult questions because home buying process, although when you're working with the right person, it can feel, we take away when you're working with the right person, they can take away a lot of the anxiety, a lot of the stress. So it feels of like a more smoother process, but it can be a very difficult process sometimes. And as the consumer, you are not paying someone for you to deal with that difficulty. You're paying the expert to deal with that difficulty and then try to smooth it out and make your road to homeownership as smooth as possible.
Yeah. And you touched a good point, Mark. Not just because it was said on social media that means that it's true. Like I could have said anything on social media. All my videos that I do on social media, like obviously they're true, right? I know that what I'm saying is true, but what I'm getting at is you don't know if it's true. So it's your job to fact check what is said. Ask me again. Hey, you said this on a video. If they're able to answer that question, pretty clearly and without fumbling, oh, then it must be true. Versus, asking a question, oh, maybe they were reading a teleprompter, because that's a lot of what a lot of agents do nowadays. They might read a teleprompter and say something, but not actually know it.
Yeah.
So there's a difference, guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's we're in a society where a lot of decisions are based on like relevancy. So when I went to what I noticed, I was down in Southern California and even Las Vegas, and I'm starting to notice up here, there is a ton of billboards about injury lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that?
Everywhere.
Is everyone just getting injured? Are there just banana peels on the road and everyone's just slipping?
Right.
Like I never noticed it. And I want to say it wasn't like that growing up. I feel like every billboard is about an injury attorney. It's almost making me think I'm in the wrong profession.
Even in the commercials, when we're watching TV, I see it all the time.
Yeah. Is everyone just suing everybody? I mean, are we in the wrong do I need to go become an attorney and be an injury attorney? I mean, like, the reason I'm saying this is there has to be some crazy market for all these people. I mean, advertising is not cheap to buy billboard space, commercial space. So you got to be bringing in revenue for you to be able to advertise so aggressively and to have so many different people doing it. I almost feel like it's like a lucrative.
Well, this is the thing, Mark. If you think about it, putting it into context, how many people have a 9 to 5? Like the majority of the people, right? So if you're spending the majority of your life at work, something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you're gonna fall, you're gonna stumble.
True.
You're gonna bump your head, and it's obviously a way to maybe, I don't know. I don't want to say it like that, but like maybe get some money out of it.
No,
right?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, I think most people are honest, and if you get injured on work, like they have insurance. That's what I know. We talked about this on the last podcast. That's what insurance is for.
That's what it's for,
right? And you should rightfully get your stuff covered to get healthy and compensated for like time loss and stuff like that. I totally agree with that.
The problem is when they don't want to give you what is right. That's the problem.
It just boggled my mind. I was like, man, But what I'm getting at is they're relevant.
Yeah.
Like according to their advertising, they might be the best. You know, some people have really good advertising. It's like, wow, this person must be the best injury lawyer on the planet because I see their billboard everywhere and their commercials and stuff like that. So the point I'm making is kind of what you said. Just because you see it, like you should still fact check, right? You need to, hey, like, tell me what your successes are, right? Like, how long you been? I don't like to say because you've been doing it for a long time makes you great. Just like,
Absolutely
what's your
not.
recency?
Mm-hmm.
Recently, how many cases have you won? What were those injuries? The injury I'm calling you about, on average, how many of these cases do you get? What's your success rate? What's the average I should be expecting, like on a settlement? How much do you take from that? How much do I get charged to communicate? These are all questions, and I'm pertaining this to a lawsuit, an injury lawyer, but you can pertain that to real estate. You can pertain that to your dentist, right? Let's just say you're going to go get some veneers or something like that. Like, there's tons of people that do it. Like,
But who are you going to
who are you
trust
going
with
to
this?
trust with it, right? And get like case studies. Like they should have, if they're claiming what they're good at, it should be very easy for them to present examples to you to relate to your situation.
Proof over anything else.
Yeah, to relate to your situation. And I think that's where it comes in to finding someone that brings the value that you're looking for. And just a natural, I feel it's very natural. Like we did an exercise where we wrote down the clients that we want to help. Now we want to help everybody, but kind of like our ideal client, right? And if you're in sales and you're watching this or listening to this, it's a great exercise to do. You should do an exercise where you create, and we learned this from Karen Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Karen Carr, who's a real estate agent that does really good on YouTube. And I read her book. I forgot what the book is called, but we read it.
She's based out of Georgia.
Yeah, she's based out of Georgia, but she's been in a whole bunch of different states.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the exercises were your ideal client. And what, like, as someone that provides a service, who are you targeting? Like, when you get a client, what is their situation that, like, you like to work with the best? Everyone has their favorites. Whether you want to admit, yes, we want to help everybody. And I love helping all demographics and religions, races, whatever. Like, we're not discriminating, but there are clients that I connect with a little bit better or resonate with a little bit better.
And vice versa. Those clients might resonate with you.
Exactly. So you do this exercise and you write down, it's like, you create like these avatars, like these profiles, create names.
What do they look like?
What do they look like? Their situation, how old are they, And by doing this, we did this exercise and it's like, wow, yeah, these are the clients that when I get these clients, like they're the smoothest transactions. They're the most, I don't want to say most enjoyable, but I'm able to connect with them
at a different level.
Correct.
Besides just the business level. This is the type of client that most likely you will work over and over again until you die.
Yeah.
Because you just created this strong relationship because, I mean, they might have a situation where it resembles with you and vice versa. So it's just a way smoother process with working with this type of client.
Yeah, and it's great. And I feel like those clients they know what value they want. And I think that would help out. If you take one thing from this podcast is like, if you're on the consumer side, you're looking to purchase or sell, and you're looking for help, you're shopping a professional service, write down what you value. And then that's how you should be structuring your questions for the people that you interview.
And I would also say, Mark, that's great. You want to put the most important things, not at the beginning, at the end.
Why so?
Because you want to get out the miscellaneous things out of the way first, and the things that are the most important things to you. You want to make sure that by the end of that conversation and that interview, you get your answer that you're looking for. I think it's way more
Okay.
impactful than drilling them at the beginning and then everything else just is like it's like whatever. It's like
I get what you're
obsolete.
getting
You know
at.
what I'm
Like, I
saying?
can even see that. That's a good strategy,
Yeah.
Victor. Like, hey, let's get all the
Ticky tacky things.
ticky tack bullet point stuff
Yeah.
out of the way.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? By thinking that's great advice, because I feel what that would do is prevent that person from just BSing you.
100%.
Because look, we're salespeople. I'm a salesperson.
Yep.
If you tell me what you want, I'm gonna give you every answer you want to hear.
Right. Exactly.
You know, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like, I'm still gonna deliver on it, and there's a difference. There's people who give you every answer and then they don't deliver on that promise. But we're salespeople.
At the end of the day, we are salespeople.
I'm gonna give you every answer that you want to hear. And you're
Mhm.
gonna be like, man, that Mark, he really gave me every answer that I wanted to hear. Where if you got, hey, give us these quick details, like, you know, like, so get the ticky tack stuff out.
Mhm.
Then you kind of get a feel for, like, okay, you know, I got those questions out of the way from this person.
Mhm.
Now let's really see, like, these value add questions.
Yep. Like the ones that are the most important to you.
Yes.
And once you get those answers, then you're able to structure your decision way better. And you use this formula for every single interview.
That's great advice, man. Yeah. You know what? I'm trying to think in my head, like, is this something that I do? It probably is, like, more subconsciously than consciously. So it's definitely something that I find that next time I interview somebody for something, obviously won't be for buying a home because I help myself. But yeah, I mean, it's big decisions, you know,
Huge decisions.
You need to take your time and feel like you made the right decision. It doesn't
100%.
always pound out 100% of the time, but if you do your due diligence up front, I feel you have a better chance of getting the results that you want.
One thing before we change the topic, Mark.
Man, we already talked for 32
Yeah,
minutes. We
yeah.
might be wrapping this up.
I know. Okay, I just want to make sure that I mention this because you touched something while you were mentioning what were your thoughts on this. For example, experience to me. Experience to me, I actually made a video on this because I know how much people value experience. But what is experience? Just because someone like you mentioned has 30, 40 years in the industry doesn't make them the best. I've known many people that have been in the industry for many, many years. They're not the best. 100%. And this is coming from someone that has been in the industry 4 years. And I know, and like, not to toot my own horn, but I compare myself to them, my values and my professionalism and the way I speak to clients, and I put myself in that situation. I'm like, why? Like, you're 30. Why are you looking, or why are you being looked at as a more, I would say, polished individual than me? When we both know you're not, you're not, you're not, I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to offend anyone.
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying,
You're
Mark?
basically saying, okay, you've been doing this for 30 years, and I get it, and there's something to say for that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're not taking that away. This is a cutthroat business. So to have the longevity to be able to do this for such a long time is impressive.
Yes.
But what you provide compared to what I provide for essentially the same price, like, why? Like, you get that thing in your head, like, why do you think just because you have the tenure that you're superior?
That's superior.
You're the
That's
superior.
That's exactly my point.
Right. I mean, that's just like, it's like, you know, and that goes with a lot of things. Like, I feel at one point, if someone's been doing this for 30 years, this is my thoughts on people with long tenure in real estate. There's people that are great for all 30 years. You look at them, you go, yeah, I know why you've been doing this for 30 years. Like, you're really good at what you do. And we've worked with tons of those
100%.
agents. And full disclosure, there are way more good agents in this industry than there are bad agents.
100%.
But those bad ones screw it up for everybody.
Yes.
Right? But it's like, okay, I get it. Like, I've dealt with people like, dang, this person's really good. Like, I actually want to like pick their brain to make sure I can be in this business for 30 years.
For that long.
Right?
Exactly.
Then you have those that have been in for 30 years and you're like, I look at it, they probably were really good at one point in time within that 30 years.
They got lazy maybe.
And then you get to a point, this business, you get to a point in your career where you helped out so many people that you just roll out of bed and you get business. Because everyone knows a real estate agent or everyone knows someone with a real estate license. So if you've helped, I mean, in 7 years, I've helped over 100 people. So if you help, you've been doing it for 10 years, and let's just say, and I'm not even that, I'm a small little speck on, I feel like I do good, but I know I can be a lot better. And there's people out there that do way better than me. So if you're one of those people that you just are doing 100, I mean, we know people that do 200 transactions a year.
Yep.
So you do that for 10 years, you help 2,000 families.
That's pretty
and then
insane.
Their family, I would say on average, you're going to get at least one referral. If you do your job right, you should get at least one referral per family. So that's another 2,000 people. And then you help them in 2,000. So eventually it just snowballs where your phones and DMs and text messages and emails are just going off because of how many people you've helped. What people don't realize, there's like 10 million plus people that live in the Bay Area. Like,
there's enough business to go around.
So that's what. So I put it in context. Everyone, as a man, I have a barber, right? And like women, they have hairdressers. And everyone, once you find that one person, you usually follow them. If they go from different barbershop to barbershop and whatnot, you're usually going to follow where they go, especially if they cut your hair good. You get a good service. They provide a lot of value to you. So I was talking to my barber and I asked him, I said, he does really good. He's appointment only. I'm like, how's business? And then I asked him like, hey, like, does business ever slow down or whatever? There's like a barbershop right next to you. Are they taking any of your clients? And he made a good point. He said, hey, I'm a barber. I can make, on average, I can cut like 15 people's hair a day, 15 to 16, like 2 an hour for an 8-hour day, right? If he works an 8-hour day. So it's 16 people. And he's open 6 days a week. So 16 times 6, 60 is 106 people. He can cut 106 people's hair every week. And let's just say everyone gets a haircut every 2 weeks. So he really only has like the capacity to cut like 212 people's hair. It's not a lot. And he's like, think about that. I'm only cutting like 200 to 300 people's hair as my clientele to make, the 80 to 100 grand or whatever he makes. That's why they have extra chairs to add more seats. But even if you think about that, this one barbershop that has, let's just say 5 chairs, they're only cutting, 1,000 people's hair. Well, the city of Brentwood has 50,000 people. Oakley has 50,000, or Brentwood's like 80,000, 50,000 people in Oakley, 120,000 people in Antioch. So if he's within this small radius, there's 200,000 people that need haircuts. He's only helping, him personally, he's only helping
a small
0.001% of them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
A small fraction.
So it's like, there's so many consumers out here that person that does 200, they're still not helping. There's so many other people they're not helping. But as you just start building and building, they're rolling out of bed and, they're doing 200 transactions.
Business.
And it's like, well, what's the point of adding more value if I just know I'm going to get business based on like my history?
Right.
So I feel like that's the two. There's like those that are busy because of what they did in the past and they're just riding it out into the sunset, which, hey, more power to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's those that just really take pride in being consistent with what they deliver and constantly looking to grow and knowing that they don't know everything and there's always room for growth. I think we're in that category where we know that we have so much more room to grow and to learn from our peers and colleagues and from our clients. and we're open to that, and we open to trying new things, and that's our value proposition, is that we know we're not the best. We know that we can be better. We strive to be better, give better service, and that's something that I want to continue to do.
100%, 100%. But yeah, experience. Don't get caught up with all that. I think really, I mean, do your research. What did they do before they got into real estate overall, and don't get too caught up with how much time they've been in the business.
Exactly, man. So, all right, let's wrap this up.
Yep.
You got any final words, Victor?
No, just let's keep servicing and educating people. And if you guys are looking to buy or sell, we are the go-to team.
Hit us up. Hit us up. You even had that comedian give us a shout out, which was pretty cool, man. So thank you guys for watching or listening to the Most Valuable Podcast. Like I said, we are available on all streaming platforms, iTunes, Spotify. We are on YouTube as well. You can search the Most Valuable Podcast. Thank you for joining in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and set your notifications. Every Thursday, 9 a.m., we will be dropping on all platforms our